in this video. So for the ingredients, it is there in the description box, so you can go there and check out. To begin with, you're seeing we have sliced the onions, and you're seeing we have taken white onions, and now these are celery sticks. You have to see the technique how we are first hitting it with a hand, and then we are chopping it like dices, as you can see. Now these are celery. Now we are chopping them, as you can see, like rings. Here we have taken few garlic, we have halved and chopped them. Now we are adding all these cut vegetables into a deep pot. Now this is the time we are going to be making the broth. So we have added some thyme, 2 sprigs of thyme, some bay leaves, and 2 grams of pepper to it. Here we are chopping the mushrooms. I have taken few button mushrooms as well as the wild mushrooms. These are dried mushrooms. I have taken 3 varieties here. Now some pepper. Give it a stir. These are wild mushrooms. This is the technique to cut them. You don't use a knife, you just tear them apart. Once your broth is ready, we are going to add the rosemary into it, and then seal it with a transparent sheet and let it rest for some time. This is the broth. We have strained and kept it aside, and once the vegetable is not so hot, we are going to make it to a fine paste and keep it aside. This is the consistency for the vegetables. Now to add a nice heaped teaspoon of butter, which is going to make it very creamy. Now we are going to toss all the 3 types of mushrooms that I have taken. I'll repeat: the wild mushrooms, button mushrooms, and the dried ones. We are going to roast this and keep it aside. To this we have added just a little salt and pepper for the flavor. Now we are slicing the onions. These are the shallots, the small onions. We have to chop them very fine. You can see the way it is done, because this ingredient is going to go with the rice. It has to be very finely chopped. Now here I have taken the rice. This is a special rice, risotto rice, for this Italian cooking. We need not wash the rice. We are just going to roast the rice and then add onions to it and the broth. This entire rice is going to be cooked in the broth, the vegetable broth that we kept aside. Now we are going to chop the parsley and the rocket leaves. Now we are adding the paste, the vegetable paste that we kept aside, mushrooms, and all the green leafy leaves like chives, parsley, and the rocket leaves. And we are sprinkling almost a bowl full of Parmesan cheese, which is the key ingredient. Give it a nice stir. The rice should become to a thick creamy consistency like lava, as you can see. Now there's a technique to serve this dish. Drop a spoonful of risotto on the plate and pat it at the back of the plate till it spreads, and then you can garnish it with mushrooms and some chopped hazelnuts. These are roasted hazelnuts, and it's such a yummy recipe. You got to believe me, friends, that this recipe turned out just like